What's it feel like to be champ? Like, does it feel unbelievable? Does it change your attitude towards this year?
No,
or?
it really doesn't. I mean, what happened there, don't get me wrong, we enjoy it, we embrace it, we love it, but at the same time, we know we got another, year to go, and we got a job to do, and we got to come here, and we got to prepare. We can't, live off the past. We got to move forward, prepare, and work on, playing another season.
What were we going to say, Jason?
I was just saying, what's the motivation after you finally win one, and you're going to get your ring second day at Nats Park on April 4th or whatever it is? What's the motivation coming back to spring training for the next year? You want to win another one, obviously, but how do you stay motivated that way?
Well, I think you play this game to win no matter what. No matter if you won before or you won years before. Every year you play to win. I mean, winning's fun. Winning's contagious. The feeling that we had when we won last year was unbelievable, and that's what you play this game for. You don't play this game, to rest on your laurels or to lose. You play to win, and I think when we go out there each and every day during the season, we try to win.
Did you ever win, like, in high school or college? Or
yeah,
like
I mean, in college, I won the College World Series.
That was with who?
In college, Fullerton, Cal State, 2004.
Was that similar to this?
I mean, yeah, you can say, obviously it's not as prestigious in the fact of the rings and all that. I mean, you get rings, but it's not,
it's not like that.
Yeah, it's not like that.
Yeah, but college, those years
college,
are fun.
Those years are fun, and you make some of your best friends in college, and I mean, you're there grinding for a long time too. You start school, and then you're playing all the way through the summer. So it's a long season.
I think even kids that win high school championships, that bonds you forever.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fun moment for everybody, and just to reach your ultimate goal of winning the championship. I don't care what level you are. Winning the championship, it's something.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about Strasburg's development, because last year he just took it to another level. He's always been very good. What did you see in his development last year, like, that made him so dominant?
His maturity, obviously, when he broke into the league, I was fortunate enough to catch him, and I mean, he was throwing 99 to 100, every pitch, and now it's more of he really learned how to pitch. He learned his body, learned his mechanics, his maturity of facing adversity and how to deal with adversity. I mean, you look out there, this guy's just even keel, and he knows what he needs to do, and it's really impressive to watch. I mean, this guy goes out there every single day. He made every start, I think, last year for us, over 200 innings, and the postseason he was dominant.
Right.
And just watching him go about his business, whether it was an elimination game or what, he went out there and he pitched, and he gives up a homer in the last the two games he pitched in the World Series, and it didn't even faze him. He goes out there and one game pitched to the 7 innings, and one game pitched 8 2/3, and I mean, that just shows you this guy's a beast.
And he also incorporated having some fun and showing a side of himself that you really didn't see from Strasburg early in his career.
Yeah, he's very reserved, very quiet guy, and now he's coming out. He's kind of coming out of his shell, and he's becoming. He'll throw his 2 cents here on the side, and he'll joke around. He'll dance in the dugout.
Right.
He's in the dugout during the games, cheering guys on and screaming and whatnot, and it's pretty cool to see.
How are you guys going to replace that? Because that has to be organic, right? The whole para thing, Baby Shark, the dancing, and all that. I know it's not something that you're thinking about because it's just going to evolve naturally, I would think, right?
Yeah, it just evolves. I mean, things like that you can't force. You know, throughout the long season, things pop up all the time, and you just run with it, and let's see what happens.
See what
this
happens.
Year. Yeah.
As anything. Well, no one cares about spring training, so there's no like. What happens when a guy gets a dinger in spring training? Nothing. No one pays attention.
Good swing.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
So who do you expect? Obviously,
that doesn't count.
Imagine dancing after spring training homer.
Your top 4 are obviously set, but who do you expect to be the 5th starter? Do you expect it to be Ross? Do you expect it to be Voth? Fetty?
I mean,
it's got to be one of those 3.
Any one of those 3 guys are good options. They're all 3 of them are good in their own way. They're young. They're very talented. And it's a great competition. I think it's going to bring out the best of them. And, I think for a young guy like that to be able to compete here in spring training and not be comfortable and just kind of go through the motions, I think it's good for him. It creates a good, healthy competition within the team. And to have depth like that, to have those 3 guys vying for the last spot whoever doesn't make it either goes to the bullpen or you have them as backup, and I think that's important, especially for a long season.
How have they looked so far when you caught them?
They've looked good. I just caught Fetty the other day, and he looked great.
Yeah.
I know Joe Ross pitched in Tampa, and he pitched really well too, and Voth has been pitching well. They've all been throwing the ball really well, which is, I guess, tough decisions like that are a good thing.
Yeah.
How's Doolittle doing, like health-wise and all that?
He's good. You know, him and Huddy, obviously they pitched a lot of innings last year, but you know
Their velocity is there.
Yeah,
where it needs to be
you don't
and all
really
that.
worry too much about velocity. You worry more about how they feel, how their body feels. I think velocity comes
Later.
Yeah, it comes with time. The more they get out there, the more comfortable they get. The adrenaline, you know, those guys don't get adrenaline when they come out here. But I think you incorporate all those factors. But right now, it's most how's your body feel? How's it responding to going out there and pitching and stuff like that?
Hey, we didn't want to do a whole Astros thing with you, but I am curious. You had to have known going into the World Series, you know, the rumors, you guys were aware of that. So how much were you changing signals each inning, with inning? Like when you were catching in the World Series, were you catching the exact same way in terms of giving signals, or did you switch it up a little bit more?
Yeah, a lot more. You know, you switch it up. I mean, you want to give yourself the best chance. You don't want to feel like you've lost because of something like that. You know, you want to make things, but at the same time, you don't want to get too complicated where you get crossed up all the time and do that. But I think we did a good job of studying, making a good set of signs or a few sets of signs that really work and changing them often when, you know, you feel that the inning's been long and they've been able to see your signs for a little bit. You can change it up, but that's not to say you do that throughout the season too. You know,
How brutal is it when you get crossed up? You're expecting to break the ball, and it comes at 95.
It's not fun. If you get hit, it's worse, but it's definitely not fun.
I mean, it's jarring, right? I don't think people understand.
Well, it scars you for a little bit too, because then you wonder throughout the game, like, oh, is he gonna cross me up here?
Right?
Yeah.
Who's the worst at it? You can throw somebody under the bus.
No, you know, honestly, I have really never got crossed up like much during this season. These guys are pretty into it. You know,
Who shakes you off the most?
I mean, they all shake, you know, their fair share. You know, when you catch these guys, everybody you create a game plan, but at the same time, I always tell these pitchers, you throw what you want to throw. You know, don't make me throw what you don't want to put down, and you throw it if you don't want to throw it. You know, shake your head and throw what you want to throw, because I want you to be able to throw it with conviction.
Who do you feel like you're the most in sync with? Is there anybody? Like,
No.
you guys think it the same way, you know?
Yeah, I think, you know, you get in sync with pitchers the more you catch them. You know, I've caught Sanchi when we were in Atlanta, and I caught him a lot, and, you know, we're in sync. I caught Strauss a lot. You know, Schurz, obviously, you know, we have a relationship there as well. But I think everybody, when you do your homework and you do your preparation and these pitchers see how you prepare, I think it makes them feel comfortable, so they know that you're not just going out there on a whim, putting fingers down and guessing at things, and you really care and you're really studying about these hitters, and they trust you and they go along with you.
If somebody hits a bomb off something that you call or whatever, do you ever say, like, my bad, or does that not even happen?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, obviously we're not going to point fingers at each other. We talk about it. Could we execute the pitch better?
Yeah.
Was it a bad time to maybe we threw it too early?
Yeah.
At the same time, we didn't set it up good enough. But there's things that you talk about. But I mean, when you're on a team like this, you don't really blame people.
Yeah.
What was your, getting back to last year, what was it when you guys went to the White House, what was your reaction personally when Trump grabbed your chest from behind when you were on the podium?
He groped you.
I mean, you obviously didn't expect that. I mean, it's
No.
the President of the United States.
Right.
What was your reaction to that?
I mean,
Did you know it was him?
you know what? When you're standing at the White House in front of all those people and you're standing next to the president, I mean, you're pretty much numb to everything. You just can't believe you're there.
Right.
You know, you're
It's
just
surreal,
there.
right?
Yeah, I mean, you're there with your teammates. You're celebrating the World Series. The president is congratulating you. The president of the United States is congratulating you and your team for winning the World Series. I mean, you're up there. You're pretty much in shock. You know, you got the band. You got the whole lawn. It's packed with thousands of people, and you're just like, well, this is cool. And I mean,
Then he grabbed
of
your
course,
boobies.
I was the first one to get called up, and I was like, geez, thanks. But, I mean, it was a good time. You know, we had, I mean, you're at the White House. You're celebrating the World Series. We're from Washington, D.C. We're the Nationals. And we were just having a great time
Enjoying
with our
it,
team.
right?
We're enjoying. I mean, you win the World Series. I think I don't know if people understand how much we put into this. I'm away, and I know I speak for a lot of guys that have kids. I'm away from my family 6 months, out of the year. I don't see my kids. I don't see my wife.
I mean, that's gotta be hard.
I'm away sick. I mean, I miss my daughter's first communion. I miss my son's, baseball practice, baseball games. I mean, it's a grind, and to be able to get that culmination to win the World Series, I mean, you're just celebrating. You're having a good time. You're not thinking about anything else.
What do you do to keep in touch with fam? I guess like now with FaceTime, that makes it so much better, right?
It's
so much
good and
easier.
bad. You got FaceTime, but then your kids see your face on the screen. They're
Makes
like,
you miss them more.
Yeah, they're like, Dad, I want to see you. It's hard. It's hard, but I think the kids now. I mean, shoot, my daughter was a year old. My second year in the big league, so she's only known this life.
Mm-hmm.
My kids have only known this life, so I think I don't want to say they get used to it, but they understand.
Right.
They
How old are your
understand
kids now?
8, 6, and 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
But the cool thing
gotta be
is,
hard.
you're not going to be grinding when you're 50. At least you won't have to because you've made a good living.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's you have such a short window to do this for baseball. You have such a short window, and you want to do everything you can to take advantage of it and embrace it and not look back and say I should have done this. I could have done this. You want to do it right.
There's no way you would ever think about managing or being a coach.
Not right now.
That's Kurt Suzuki.
All right, brother.
Thanks a lot for joining
All right,
us.
thanks, guys.
We're broadcasting, of course, live from spring training.